Hello, I'm John.
And I'm Ted.
And between us, we're on the trail with
John and Ted. Welcome to On the Trail with me, Ted Fay, a city boy from LA, and John Tyson, who is pure country from Virginia City, Nevada. Together, we're hitting the trail to meet fascinating people, explore mysteries and legends, make new friends, discover history, try out the food, and take any path to adventure. In this series of episodes, we follow the last great American gold rush. From 1900 to 1913, it stretched from Tonopah, Nevada to Death Valley. In 1904, gold discovered in a rock resembling a bullfrog started the Bullfrog Mining District. Its heart was Beatty, Nevada, a supply town for miners then and for travelers today. In the last episode of On the Trail, John and I were at the Beatty Museum, where I saw some old scales that were used to weigh gold. They came from the old assay office, which is now the Happy Burrow, where Nicole said I could get some good Chilean beer. But right now, I had to find John, who left the museum without me.
I'm hungry. I gotta go get something to eat. I'll see you later.
All right. Well, thanks, John.
You're welcome.
John! All right. Where are you? Where are you? Where are you? Excuse me. Have you seen this man? I'm looking for a guy by the name of John Tyson.
No.
You haven't seen him?
Sure haven't.
Nowhere? Have you? Excuse me, have you seen John Tyson? No? Oh man, I gotta find him. I'm sorry. I gotta go. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Bye. Have you seen this guy? His name's John Tyson?
I have not, no.
No, you haven't seen? Sure.
Yes, I'm
He's
sure.
a good-looking guy.
Is he back there somewhere?
Well, I don't know. I'm trying to find him. All right, I'm sorry. Thank you. Have a good job.
I'll stay in the saddle and root hog or die. I'm heading my pony for Arizona goodbye. I'm heading my pony for Arizona goodbye.
What are you doing?
Well,
I've been looking all over town for you. Oh, this is great, but I mean, I've been looking all over town
I
for
told
you.
you I was hungrier than a woodpecker with a headache while you were ganting around all over the
Gosh,
place.
you just left. You just left the museum.
I kept telling you I was hungry, and so I walked in here with all these wonderful people and this good-looking gal. Yeah, wow. and so I was just having a good time. Not to mention the fact you didn't have to worry, Ted. Look at all this adult supervision I have. Look at that chili. Look at this beer and these I rope calves, man, but I definitely like yours.
Oh, for crying out loud. Look, hold on a second. Are both of those his?
Yes.
I was hungry.
I haven't had anything to eat either.
Dadgummit, I've been telling you how hungry I was.
Did you find out who runs this place? Who?
Yep, this is nice people that run this place.
Where
It's
are
been
they?
a fixture here in town for a lot of years. They're behind the bar where they're supposed to be.
Can we get them over here?
Let's get them over here.
Let's
and
get
talk
them over
to
here.
Fred, Patty, come here, please.
Well, this
Come on, Fred.
This must be Fred and Patty.
I'm Patty.
Hi, Patty.
That's chili and beer.
And you're or Fred. I got a question for you guys. This building that we're in. Now, I was told over there that this was at the museum, that this was the original assaying office. Is that true?
Correct, yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
Yes.
building itself is over 100 years old.
Wow. So we're in a historic building that goes back to the early days of Beatty.
Right.
And Beatty's early days were filled with excitement from nearby gold discoveries, like the big one in Rhyolite. But Beatty grew because there was water and some flat land. By 1905, the town was mostly tents and wooden shacks, few of which remain today. And though the hillsides were bustling with prospectors seeking their fortunes, they'd visit town to resupply or stop at the assay office. There, men with scales and chemicals would perform tests on the rocks brought in by the fortune seekers. So what we're looking at is the original
It's the original walls.
The original walls from the old assaying office.
Yes.
So the prospectors, the miners would literally come into this building and they would have their gold and whatever and get it evaluated here, right?
Exactly, yes.
Few made the fortune they sought, but most had the adventure of a lifetime. Hey, I got a question for you because I'm starving.
Okay.
My partner just already decided he was going to eat. Do you have any vegetarian chili?
As a matter of fact, we do. All the cows that went under our chili were vegetarians.
What?
You asked the question.
I did. I did. The cows are vegetarians, so that's
Absolutely.
vegetarian chili.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
Yes.
Gosh.
So I have to go off my no beef diet for you? Is that what we're doing here? Apparently. I'll take some chili.
All right. Cheese
All right.
and onions on that?
Yeah, cheese and onions would be great. All right, thank you, Patty and Fred. But we want to know a little bit more about the place. We don't want you to go away, but you have to go get the
Let
chili.
me go get your chili for you.
All right, but Fred, you want to come and talk to us a little bit about it? John, what do you want to know about this place?
Fred, how long has the Happy Burrow been here?
6 years, I think.
6 years?
Yeah.
5 years coming up on the 1st of April.
I've been corrected. 5 years.
That's right. Just do what you're told. Keep your mouth shut and don't talk back. You'll be fine.
I'm so excited. This is my chili right here that Patty just brought up. So I get to taste this now, John.
All right.
Yeah. I'm going to do this for the folks so that they can see.
Just between you and me now, what's the secret to good chili?
I could tell you, but I'd have to kill you.
In that case, I'll just settle for coming here for good chili. How's that?
Sounds good to me.
All right.
We're going to hang out here and we're going to check out some of the stuff on the wall because there is some really cool stuff here, right?
There's some very good, cool stuff here. Burroughs, John Wayne, you got this painting up here. You got
This
the
prospector, the old prospector. I love the old, because that's a lot about the gold rush that was here, right? The prospector up there.
Yeah.
So John, that picture there shows a burrow in town here in Beatty. Those burrows come in, right?
They do. They come right in the middle of town. I've seen them more than once. In this part of the country, there's more wild burros than there are horses.
Now, have you ever worked with a wild burrow? Have you ever wrangled one in?
No, I was smarter than that.
I understand burrows can be very temperamental. What about anything else on the wall that you see that's interesting? What about that gun? What's that gun?
Well, that's an old muzzle loader, probably very similar to what the early pioneers carried when they came over here. It looks like an old Hawken, which was invented about the 1830s or so. So that's pretty apropos for what the early pioneers carried when they first came to this country.
But John, I hear the Happy Burrow has a hooker.
Well, you know what? Seems like every good bar should have a hooker, especially one like this one. This one is so popular she wears a crown.
Wow. Well, let's find out about Hooker.
I'm Whiskey Jack.
And this is
This is Hooker.
the hooker of the Happy Burrow.
The Happy Burrow Hooker.
The Happy Burrow hooker. Let's get it right. And why is she here?
As the sign says, Hooker runs the bar. So Fred and Patty own the place, and the building next door used to be a brothel. So when they took the place over, they have a cat, which they named Tramp, and they have a dog, which they named Hooker.
So they have a tramp and a hooker.
A tramp and a hooker. Every brothel should have a tramp and a hooker.
They do.
I guess they do. Well, on that note, we are going to explore more of the bar here at the Happy Burrow, right? Ski Jack, thank you.
Thank you,
Hooker.
guys.
Thanks, Whiskey Jack.
Okay.
Thanks, Hooker.
Bye, Hooker.
Lucky dog.
Lucky dog. For such a little place, there was so much to see, like unusual flush handles. There was this strange painting that seemed to follow you. What is that?
No matter where you walk, that gentleman's got his eyes on you and a gun on you.
Is that guy following us with his eyes?
What are you looking at? The eyes of the shotgun?
Well, I was looking at the eyes, but now that you mention it, that gun is creepy.
Yeah, that's the world's original hood. Hey, Ted, you ever wonder what they used to do with people that got too rowdy during the gold rush?
No, John. What did they do? John. John. Now, the old Wild West was long gone by the time Beatty was established in 1905, but the region was so remote that the fortune seekers who came here relived the cowboy era and played out the last days of the new Wild West. That tradition continues with the Beatty Cowboys.
People come here because they want to see the Old West. And
Yeah.
Beatty is part of the Wild West.
Right.
Has that attitude. And so I would suspect people that come here, especially people from Europe, this is the West that they've always pictured it to be.
Right.
Is that not correct?
That's correct.
Now, right behind you, he looks like a bit of a gunslinger to me.
This is what people come to Beatty to see. The European, how many times have you had your picture taken?
Couple.
100?
Yeah.
Or more.
Now, what is your role? Do you have a name? Are you a specific cowboy?
Yeah, I'm Cole Allen. Fastest draw
Cole
in
Allen.
Beatty.
The fastest draw in Beatty.
Correct.
Are you?
Yeah.
I think you need to show us.
You ready?
Yeah?
Stand up.
John, you got me into this.
Put your hands out.
Yeah?
Clap them. Okay, the count of 3. 1, 2, 3.
That was scary. That was fast.
You want me to drink?
Yeah, well, I owe you a drink. You owe me something for my heart. We need to call the paramedics. Wait a second. Wait. He is an EMT, so you can take care of me.
I will
yes.
take care of
Oh,
you.
thank
Yeah,
goodness.
mouth to mouth. Yeah, mouth to mouth.
Oh, well, that's for another show. All right. John,
I was
take us
born
out on
into
a
the
song.
saddle, I'll die punching cattle, I know. If the grass gets too short and the water holds dry, I'll stay in the saddle and root hog or die. I'm heading my pony for old Arizona, goodbye. I'm heading my pony for old Arizona, goodbye.
Hey, now I hear there's the haunted brothel next door. So I think we need to go visit. The haunted building is one of the few remaining structures from around 1905. Pat and Fred say it was a brothel, a house of prostitution. Others claim it was just a hotel. But hotels can be important. Bob Montgomery, who in 1905 made a fortune in gold, built a luxurious inn called the Montgomery. It put Beatty on the map. Then came the California. And across the street, the Taylor. Eventually, the Montgomery was moved out of town and burned down. And the California? Well, it burned in town. So only the old Taylor remains. Of course, it was renamed several times, but was it ever a brothel? Well, we may never know for sure. Is it haunted? Well, we wanted to find out. So Pat took us on a tour.
Why did you decide to restore this building?
Well, this is our home, and we want to take it back to the way it would have looked 100 years ago.
You know, eventually make it into a bed and breakfast or what?
The girls might. This is our home.
Okay.
So
But I
have,
hear you've said that it was haunted.
it is haunted.
We have something here called Ghost Radar, which is an app you can get for your phone. And it actually will show us if there are any apparitions in the house. Now, John, I want you to hold Ghost Radar. John, hold Ghost Radar. Now, I have here another little gizmo called an ovulus. There are words it's programmed with, and when the spirits are around, they get into this thing and spit out a word. So we're going to see as we go along and take our tour if the spirits have anything to say.
Have you seen
Well, I
any?
certainly hope so. I do. I have.
You have
Yes.
seen a ghost?
Yes, I
Who?
have.
What?
Well, I've seen the little girl. There's a little girl that lives here upstairs, and she just is a precocious little thing, and she will come downstairs, and I've had her curl up in bed with me,
Oh my gosh.
and you can feel her on my back. And,
Oh my gosh.
you know, at first I thought it was Hooker.
You need to take us
Yeah,
upstairs.
Let's go upstairs and see if we can meet her.
Absolutely. Come on.
I just want you to know it said fear. Fear. Sound man Travis, did you hear fear? What happened here?
The thing was straightened up this morning.
That carpet?
Yes, the carpet was laying down the right way.
And it had nobody's been in here all day.
Nobody's been up here.
And
except
now
for
you come
guys.
in and you see that.
Yeah.
And it's messed up.
Yeah.
And that's typical.
That's typical.
Oh, hold on a second.
You learn to live
That's
with
really,
it.
I'm sorry, that's really hard to believe that thing was all right this afternoon or today,
Yeah.
and now it's all messed up. You sure you just didn't forget that you put it right? Didn't put it right?
No.
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 You come up here and
I
you
came
make sure.
up here and made sure that everything was straightened up and the beds were all straight and everything.
Now this is where you live.
This is where I live.
Now doesn't that sort of creep the mess out of you? Doesn't that just sort of scare you?
No, not at all.
No.
No.
You're happy living with the spirits.
Oh, absolutely.
Would that creep you out?
I wouldn't be here.
Okay, so do you think Sarah did that?
I think, yes.
Now, this doesn't have to do with ghosts, but I heard that a famous actor stayed up here at one time.
Marlon Brando, after he finished his movies, loved Beatty.
He did.
And he would rent the whole upstairs.
He would. He'd stay
Just
here.
to stay here and stay here just to relax.
Well, that's something. That's something that we have that Hollywood connection between between Marlon Brando and here.
Well, you couldn't find a place more isolated.
There's an old saying around town, why go to Beatty? Because nobody'd ever think of looking for you there.
That's a good point.
Why go to Beatty?
Yeah.
Well, we've really enjoyed our tour here.
Oh, I've had so much fun having you.
Yeah, we've enjoyed the Happy Borough, haven't we?
It's been great. Thank you.
And I love this throwback to Minnie Pearl.
Minnie Pearl.
Yeah, a lot of people may not know who Minnie
Yeah,
Pearl is.
yep.
But hey, I just had one question. Do you guys have dessert here?
No, I don't do dessert, but the Death Valley Nut and Candy.
Yeah.
It's got some fantastic ice cream and all the candy that you could think of.
Oh, wow,
Oh,
ice cream.
Let's go.
All right, John. Well, it looks like we're off to Death Valley Nut and Candy.
I'll be seeing you.
Come on, let's go.
Nice.
All right, let's go.
Now, what about Fred and Patty? Would we come back and have their chili?
Are you kidding? Yes.